Hello, good morning, good afternoon. I'm very excited to be here today, especially in the lovely Thailand. I love the Thai food, and the Asian food is the best cuisine in the world, so I'm very happy to be here. My name is Wael. I'm from Egypt originally, and I'm representing my university as the Arab Academy for Science, Technology, and Maritime Transport. It's one of the top universities in the country. And we originally were specialized in maritime education, and we have a lot of disciplines. We expanded to logistics, supply chain, business, engineering, other sectors and different disciplines, pharmaceutical, media, undergraduate, postgraduate, and so on. We're not a private university, and we're not public as well. We have a diplomatic kind of identity. We're the educational organization of the Arab League, or League of Arab States. Okay, so this session is very interesting. I left my country when Mr. Steve invited me to come here today for this topic. It was very interesting to me, especially in Ramadan. It's a gathering time for communities and family in our country, so it's very difficult to leave it in this time of the year, at Ramadan time. But this session was extremely important to me. So, halal startups, opportunities and challenges. There are many opportunities for this business, and it's a huge business all over the world, not only in Asia and United States and in Europe and the Middle East and Arab countries. It's a multi-billion dollars business. So to start with, I want to have one standard definition of what is the meaning of halal, or what do we mean by halal? Do we mean only food or non-food business? Halal is all kinds of products and services that are applied according to the Islamic law or permitted by Islam, and it's opposite to haram and haram, all products that are prohibited by Islam. It's not only food, again, and this is extremely important. Most of people think that halal means halal food. Halal is not only food, and there are a lot of business opportunities, especially in technology, business or startups related to halal, and they are not food. I will take about this later. Can you imagine the total size of halal business worldwide is $2 trillion? 2 trillion, not 2 billion, not 200 billion, not 2,000, it's $2 trillion. This is the business size, the total size of halal business worldwide, globally. Can you imagine how big this is? Can you imagine you have hundreds of business opportunities in this particular area? And it's not only cluttered or located in the Arab region or the Middle East. Do you see this is the world map? Everyone thinks that halal business is located in this area, maybe in Gulf, Saudi Arabia, Africa, Middle East, or something. But if you have a look at this map, you'll see that Indonesia business is huge when it comes to halal business. You can see that Bangladesh, they have a huge halal business food. India, Pakistan, China. You know, Chinese population, only 2% of Chinese people are Muslims, and this makes 25 million person, 25 million. This is huge. I mean, this makes like 2 or 3 countries together, the population of 2 or 3 countries. Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Russia. There are many Muslims in Russia. Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Algeria, Morocco, United States of America. And if you have a look at this map, you will not find many Muslim countries very clear here, because it's very common, and everyone knows that Saudi Arabia is a Muslim country, that Emirates or Dubai they offer halal food and halal business, but the other countries, you have a lot of huge business opportunities in those countries. This presentation is not for the sake of describing halal from a religious perspective. It's for the sake of describing or going through halal from a business perspective. What kind of opportunities, what kind of challenges, what kind of statistics and figures and examples and do's and don'ts and best practices related to halal, not from a religious perspective, but from economical perspective. Halal started with a niche. You know the niche. Everything in the world every single industry, every single business started with a niche product, started with something very small business being sold to a very small number of people, very small number of consumers. Even the iPad, the laptop, air conditioners, it was a niche 10 or 20 or 30 years ago. It was a very small business to a very small segment. The same applied to halal food. Started with a small niche. It was a niche business. Now it's a $2 trillion business, but now it's a huge. So every single business starts with a niche. In some Asian market, halal is a niche, but someday it will be more and more and will get bigger and bigger. So it will become mass market. Not only for the reason of awareness. Yes, many people started to be aware of halal, and most of the international companies and global companies, they know more about halal importance when it comes to business and when it comes to their overall profitability. So they have dedicated business line for halal business. But for another reason is companies, they started to take care of, there are many alternatives and many products come under the word halal, not only food. So they started to expand cosmetics halal, travel companies halal, fashion halal, technology halal, marriage website halal. So other businesses started to arise or to come under this business line. So that made a huge business afterwards. 1.8 billion customers, they buy halal food every single day. This is. I want to give you an idea of halal products, what kind of products that can come under the halal umbrella. We have basically 7 categories under halal business. The most common is food, and food is one of 7. The most common is food. And actually, the food is not the biggest part of the pie. It's not the biggest part of the slice. The food, if you can read it, it makes $1.8 billion a year. The total annual consumption of food of halal food products, it makes $1,000 billion per year. The second, Islamic banking, financing of halal startups, of halal business, of crowdfunding, venture capital related to halal food and halal businesses. This makes $1,325 billion a year. It's even much more and higher than the food business size itself. So, I mean, food is not the biggest thing. Financing, Islamic or halal financing is higher. Third one is clothing. Halal, millions of Muslim women in the world, they want to find convenient, proper fashion for themselves. And it's not very common to find it everywhere. It's not a common thing to buy from Hugo Boss or Massimo Dutti or Zara or whatever. So there are many business opportunities in this area. And the total annual consumption of halal clothing, it makes $224 billion a year. The fourth is tourism, halal tourism. This is a new line of business that started to arise like 5 years ago. Many tourists, they want to have halal tour, not only to Saudi Arabia, not only to Mecca for doing, but also to other countries. Maybe come to Egypt, to my country, where they have an exposure or overview to some Islamic or historical places in Sinai or whatever. So this is a huge area as well. Media and recreation. The total media business, annual business for halal media and recreation, including filmmaking, production, videography, photography, documentation, social media, it makes $151 billion a year. Pharmaceuticals. Can you imagine there are millions of people, they always look at the ingredients of every single drug they buy because some of the components are not halal, some of the ingredients are not halal, so they have to work on and they have to read it very carefully, and many opportunities and a lot of big companies now, they make millions of dollars every year because they offer halal drugs or pharmaceuticals, products. The last one is cosmetics, $26 billion. By the way, figures are in billion, not in million. So $26 billion halal cosmetics every single year. This is a huge market size. And the last one, this one is a niche. Though it's a huge business, $26 billion is really huge. But some people disregard it. They consider that halal cosmetics is not relative. It's a very small business to work on. It's a very small, absolutely small business to consider. But as a matter of fact, it's growing tremendously every single word in the world. Especially if a cosmetics company want to expand in Muslim countries. And it's a huge population. Again, for the ingredients, because they cannot use some ingredients in the components of the cosmetics. What are the drivers of halal food? Again, this is quite important for startups, because startups can get inspired to work on different businesses rather than food, maybe in cosmetics, maybe in tourism, maybe to explore some opportunities to work on, and to know what are the drivers, what are the key factors or key success factors for doing halal business in general. One of the drivers, of the key drivers to doing halal business is consumer awareness. Because many people are not aware of existence of halal suppliers or halal businesses in many countries. So social media is getting very important. I mean, they have to create awareness campaigns, social media campaigns, videos, infographics about what is the meaning of halal, what are the ingredients, what is the competitive advantage, what is the comparison between halal and non-halal products, so they can sell more and more and more. So this is important. Economics. Economics is a major driver of halal business, of halal food, because the majority of startups in general or businesses, they lack the financing. And they always look for financial institutions like banks, like venture capitals, like crowdfunding, like angel investment. And some of them are not halal by definition, like banking, because they get interest. So they have to find a financing alternative rather than the traditional banking, especially for startups. For example, startups, 1 out of 9 startups, they make it and become successful. 8 out of 9 startups, they fail. So in case if they get a bank loan, probably they will go to jail. So they need to reconsider the banking, the loans, the banking alternatives, and this kind of stuff. And this is a big part of the drivers of halal startup or halal business. I mean, if there are many financial alternatives that support halal businesses with halal financial institution or halal ecosystem supported by the government, this will make this business grow tremendously. Technology. There are thousands of business opportunities in technology halal business. It's not only food, again, as I said, and I will talk more and more about alternatives. It's not only food. There are hundreds of online platforms for halal business. The majority of halal business now is online. So, and it makes billions of dollars. So using technology even in funding, there are many crowdfunding platforms online, crowdfunding to generate money, to generate fund for your business or for the startup that are online. So using technology to have an online business or using technology to get money for your halal startup. Societal, conferences, events, networking events, social campaigns, an event like this event. When you have awareness or info sessions about halal business and halal opportunities and halal startups, this will make a much or grow it tremendously. As a matter of fact, it's not, when it comes to halal food, this is the most common, or most of people think that halal means halal food. And most of people think or believe halal food means the way of slaughtering chicken or meat or whatever and saying the name of God on it. Yes, this is very true, but this is not the only thing that makes it halal or non-halal. There are other value chain components to make it halal. It's an entire ecosystem. It doesn't only has to do with the way of slaughtering chicken. I mean, it has to do with other activities and other value chain related events. And this makes an opportunity for entrepreneurs to work on other opportunities in the value chain. I should not be the producer. I might work on another element of the value chain, like the farm, the livestock, the welfare of livestock, the certification, slaughtering, marketing and branding. Marketing is extremely important. There are many, hundreds of halal producers, but they don't have the proper marketing capacity and business capacity. They don't have professional marketing expertise, social media expertise, and they need someone to help them in doing this. So if a startup was specialized in doing marketing for halal business or halal startups, this is a huge area, and they can make millions of dollars every single year without any kind of investment. Logistics, because in some cases, supply chain and logistics are important in defining halal food, because storage and warehousing and shipping halal food cannot be mixed with non-halal food because of the contamination. So someone can work in this area to find or to be specialized in logistics or shipping or supplying or warehousing or storing only halal food. It's a good opportunity as well. Ingredients and additives is important. It's not only the way of slaughtering, it's ingredients, like the pharmaceutical products, like the cosmetics, like maybe in some dressings or salads or whatever. Usually they look at the ingredients and they find one of the components is not halal, so they cannot eat it. So the ingredients is extremely important. And this is a good area for consultation as well for startups. I'm talking about startups, I'm talking about services, I'm not talking about investment for startups. That makes, I guess some of the participants here are youth or might be interested to have startup. Anyone here has startup or wants to have a startup? One? Okay, interesting. I guess we have many, but still in the process of doing this. Wholesaler retail as well, because halal retailers are well known. I mean, they're not everyone, so it's not convenient for everyone to go to every single halal retailer. It would be very hectic. So if someone specialized in distributing halal food or halal products, non-food, this is a great business opportunity as well. I will give some examples about technology halal startups. Halal startups that utilizing technology, it's non-food. Actually, again, I'm stressing on not on telling a lot about food halal business because everyone knows food halal. I'm exploring what other halal business opportunities can be there. So there are many technological halal businesses. This is an online platform. It's called Halal Trip. It facilitates traveling for Muslims to different destinations in the entire world where they customize the tour, including the places to visit, including the city tour, including the food, including the even the networking, what kind of networking to do during the trip. So everything is halal, and it's a website. Tourism, not food, not a huge investment. And you know what? This business is a $137 billion business every year. Second Footstep. It's an online magazine. It's a digital magazine. So any Muslim reader can go online and tell you more about the Muslim travels, where to go, what kind of countries and what kind of cities. And if you go to Hatyai, for example, what to visit, where are the closed mosques, where are the halal food, what kind of natural places to visit. So it's an online digital magazine. It's not, they don't sell food, they don't sell physical product, they only sell information. And this is a very successful business. Ummah-wide, it's an online that communicating with the Muslim Ummah, with telling stories and sharing culture, sharing success stories of the Muslim community. And again, it's an online platform. LaunchGood. LaunchGood is an online crowdfunding platform. So for any halal startup who wants to raise fund, wants to have a seed fund or investment for their business or their startup, they can go on LaunchGood. And it's a crowdfunding, like any crowdfunding, like Shikra or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're only targeting halal startups. So they select their particular area. There is a lot of opportunities in this. November culture. Can I do anything? November culture is an online fashion website, online fashion platform that sells textile, fashion, dresses for Muslim women, and it's taking this niche of November. You know, because November is the beginning of the winter. So usually they want a winter dress for Muslim women. So it's a very smart niche, and they are doing very well. And they operate very well in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur and California, United States, in many countries. And at the end of the day, it's an online platform. It's not, they don't sell, they don't have even manufacturing capacity. Creative Ummah is a digital consultancy platform for halal startups, for Muslims. Make me believe it's a UK-based technology startups. They do consultation for startups in London, for startups in Dubai. They have 2 locations in London and Dubai. For anyone who wants to have some sort of Islamic decoration and calligraphy and typography for the Arabic letters and this kind of decoration or branding, maybe for social media campaigns, maybe for interior design, for marketing campaigns in general, and they specialize only in this kind of sector. This is a professional networking platform. Zelzar, I guess many people know this website. It's an online halal food website. It's like Alibaba.com, but you have many halal suppliers on Zelzar websites. It's based in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur. They have many more suppliers for halal food, more than Alibaba itself. So it's one of the very booming, it's a multi-million dollars business. Blossom is a financing platform for halal startups, considering what is allowed by religion, what is allowed by halal, what is allowed, halal financing in general. It's a different kind of, so if you see, we have a lot of funding options for halal startups, including crowdfunding, including sharing funding, including angel investment and venture capital. Egypt, again, it's an online fashion platform, and they sell millions of dollars every year. It's based in Indonesia. My Halal Kitchen, it's an online consultancy platform that offers information about halal food, halal ingredients, recipes, and so on. Halal Gems is an online magazine that tell everything about the restaurants and cuisine in the Asian countries. Zamzam Water, it's for water supply. Ahli and Musalla is an online platform again. There are a lot of online businesses, a lot of technology platforms, a lot of technology startups that are related to halal, not only food. So there are many opportunities. If you go online, you will find at least 200 new startups, new halal technology startups to 2017, this year. Ishq, this word in Arabic, it means love, it means passion, it means emotions. So it's an online marriage platform for Muslim men and women, so they can meet and get married throughout this platform. Halal guys, the Halal guys, this guy started in United States 7 years ago with a very small food cart. It's a cart, it's a small kiosk. It was in the middle of a mall. He started 7 years ago. Now, the Halal guys is the most famous food court in the entire United States for halal food. So he has he sold franchise to over 500 persons in the United States. 500. He has 500 locations in the United States. The concept, the entire concept is food court composed of food carts or kiosks, small outlets. It's a crowdfunding platform, productive Muslim. This website, it has to do with the productivity, time management, leadership, soft skills, personal development, and everything related to, but from halal perspective. Travel again, skincare website, sell cosmetics. Ventures, Ramadan legacy. This month is Ramadan, and there are some habits and rituals to be done. So this website, this online platform, it tells what to do and hence what not to do in this month. Wedding, this is an online wedding for any Muslim woman in the marriage, for professional photography and videography and wedding planning and this kind of things. Okay, some opportunities that might be suitable for different contexts or different countries. Hotels. Most of the hotels in non-Muslim countries are not equipped for halal tourists or for halal startups. So the halal bed and breakfast, it can be a very good opportunity for many hotels. Not necessarily to be a dedicated hotel for this kind of business. It can be bed and breakfast basis. So I mean it can be a program or a special kind of meal in the same hotel. Childcare services, halal childcare services. It's a good opportunity. A lot of women, millions of women everywhere in the world. So this is an endless business. In-home takeout for food catering. Food catering services, but it's not based on a factory. It's not based on restaurants. It's based on any food that's made in-house. Virtual assistant. This is very important for anyone who has any kind of skills. Please, thank you. For anyone, this is much better. Yes, I thought I will explode somehow. Virtual assistants, it has to do with anyone who has any kind of knowledge, any kind of skills, any kind of consultancy, including business consultancy, marketing consultancy, even instructor, trainers, lecturers, anything. They can give this virtual assistant from their home or their office to targeting this segment, targeting this niche. They don't have to invest money to have their huge companies. It has to do with their personal competencies and personal knowledge. Some opportunities for halal startups in the Asian market. Actually, the creation of a global regulatory framework, it will, because actually this is a $2 trillion business. It's a huge business. It needs some regulations, especially in the area of funding, of awareness as well. Investment opportunities in niche food. To have halal food hub in Asia, in Thailand, and like Malaysia, I guess Malaysia, they have a halal food hub. In Dubai, they have the biggest halal food hub in the world. Global promotional campaigns, marketing-based campaigns for halal business. So it can grow because it's a huge business, $2 trillion business. So the thing is, the smart entrepreneur is the one who can have a larger market share of this pie because the pie is huge. More focused scientific research on halal food. Online business, not only offline business, not only physical products, but online business is extremely important for any startup to make more money from this sector. Incubation for SMEs, for halal startups, or incubation maybe as special incubator for halal food or halal startups. Crowdfunding, any funding platform for halal startups as well. Maybe this can be on side of the government. And joining this network, it's a Muslim entrepreneurship network. It's one of the biggest network for doing halal startups and food and non-food business as well. And it's located in London. It's based in London. So this is for me. Thank you very much, and I hope I added value. Thank you.